First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizers, sponsors, and the supporters of this event. Thank you for very enlightening and informative talks of Kaan and Paul. I believe that this is a very timely meeting and conference and panel to discuss tourism between Turkey and UK, especially after the 2-year unfortunate pandemic which stopped all sorts of life of human beings throughout the world. I would like to say a few words briefly to put the big picture of Turkey-UK relationship, and I would like to add something how we see tourism in that picture of excellent relations between Turkey and the UK. Maybe many of you know the establishment of Turkey-UK diplomatic relationship. Don't worry, I will not tell you the whole history of 7 or 8 centuries, but I don't like microphone because I believe every time this technology is putting some artificial things between me and audience, but if you cannot hear me, I should use it, of course. Every time when I'm starting my talks about Turkey-UK relationship, I want to remind audience the reason of start of bilateral relations, because I believe that this is very, very important, and this is still valid reason between Turkey and UK relationship. You remember the Queen Elizabeth in 1583 has sent her envoy to the then Constantinople, Istanbul. You know the reason? The reason was to cover the business relations and British merchants' rights in the Ottoman territory. You know, some 600 years ago, the diplomatic relations started because of the trade and business. And 200 years later, in 1793, the Ottoman Empire sent the first envoy, during the 73rd time, to London. Again, the reason was, that time, to get the opportunity of British Empire's connections throughout the world. And you see, I mean, the reason of our connection, which was established centuries ago, was business, trade, the right of merchants, and to take the advantage of Ottoman and British Empire's connections in the world. And now we are in 2022, and I believe that the reasons, the logic do not change. Again, we are having and enjoying good relations. Firstly, because of business, trade, investment, tourism, human-to-human connection, and secondly, to exchange cooperation and experience of regional and global issues. And maybe for the new era, we can add the third pillar for our bilateral relations to business and regional issues. Also, the cooperation for security and counterterrorism and migration, and also very recent phenomenon of climate change. Now, I'm very happy and proud to be the Turkish ambassador in London during the last 3.5-year time to see how we developed and strengthened our relations, especially after the Brexit. Now this country is trying to diversify its relations with out of the EU countries. And I also am very happy to see that this country is giving utmost importance to our NATO alliance. And as the two non-EU but the NATO ally in the opposite part of European continent, I think European nations and countries also understand the importance of the Turkey-UK alliance, Turkey-UK good relations, especially in security, in military, and in economy. because whenever these two countries, strong strategic partners, have good relations on the opposite side of the European continent, I believe that the European continent has the very positive reflection of those relations for their welfare, for their security as well. When we look at the main pillars of our relations, we see that despite pandemic, despite the regional and global conflicts and wars, and currently war in Ukraine, nobody can prevent these wonderful relations, especially in the last 3-4 years. For instance, last year I was very proud to see that the United Kingdom, the UK, was the first foreign direct investor in Turkey, and the third biggest export destination for Turkey. And for tourism, Turkey is always in the top 10 destination for British tourists. And despite everything, I mean, before the pandemic, we reached the peak number of 2.6 million British tourists to Turkey. And 4 years ago, when I was about to leave Turkey for London, we hosted the then Prime Minister Theresa May in Ankara, and that time our President and the UK Prime Minister put a target of total volume of trade of $20 billion. And as I said, despite many problems in the past, near past, we reached that $20 billion trade volume, and now our new target is $30 billion trade volume. And recently I was in Antalya Diplomacy Forum, and I could have a chance to see Minister of Tourism and Culture, and he told me that now we should put a new target for British tourists to Turkey, and it is now 5 million. Now I now imagine to enjoy our perfect, excellent relations with the UK in all those pillars, historically, culturally, and also I really dream to see the target of 30 billion trade volume and 5 billion British tourists to Turkey in the near future. And also I would like to remind you some very recent strategic important events between our two countries, which contribute to our economic relations and our bilateral relations. First one was the green finance support to climate change conference in London. It was a very important event to support the Turkish efforts to reach our commitments for net zero emission till 2053. And that time our Minister of Finance and Minister of Environment was here, and International Trade Secretary and the Lord Mayor and the Special Climate Change Envoy Alok Sharma hosted the conference. And I saw that hundreds of representatives of sectors were there to give the importance of Turkey-UK relations, to support our common efforts for the climate change. And the second one was the MOU, the important MOU which was signed between Turkish Ministry of Tourism and Culture and British Museum to develop cooperation in every field between Turkey and the British Museum. I'm sure many of you know the recent issues between Turkey and British Museum, but finally, with the very positive attitude of both sides, we could sign that the cooperation MOU with British Museum. And with this opportunity, I would like to thank Museum for providing us with this great opportunity for the venue of this wonderful event. Thank you for the supporters, thank you for the companies, and this is a timely meeting, and to see the new vision to revive the tourism, civil aviation, the cultural relations and medical tourism in the near future. I think all of us will need to think about this amazing sector, to how to revive it, how to develop it, how to find new visions in the UK and in Turkey. And when I see the many names of supporters and sponsors, I'm very happy that I know many of them very personal reasons. And in today's world, I mean, nobody is pursuing nationalistic feelings when they are choosing hotels or tourism destination or planes. For instance, I myself, during the last 3.5 years, for pragmatic reasons, for the reasons which made me comfortable, chose different airlines. I was not nationalistic to choose only Turkish Airlines, but whoever or whatever is giving me the comfort and good opportunity, I chose it. And I remember wonderful flights to Greek islands, for instance, with easyJet, and British Airlines to Dublin, and Turkish Airlines to European countries. And because of that reason, it's a big competition, big rivalry, but I believe that Turkey is a wonderful, amazing and beautiful country to provide with all those opportunities, comforts and great services. And especially in the recent years, wonderful and strong infrastructure for health. And it is of course important, especially during the pandemic time, when we were locked down in this country, we understood the amazing value of Turkish health infrastructure. And during the lockdown, when there was a ban on flights, I thought Turkish people put pressure on me for resuming the flights, but on the contrary, British people put pressure on me to resume the flights to Turkey, because there are more than 100,000 British people who have second home or summer home in Turkey, and they wanted to go to Turkey. And again, many British people put on pressure on me to talk with British government to start the flights because of medical treatment. And I see, at that time I saw that how Turkey is very strong in not only tourism or hotels or sun and sea, but also medical treatment and strong health infrastructure. And because of that reason, I believe that we can reach the target of our Ministry of Culture and Tourism of 5 million British tourists as soon as possible. And I wish you good luck and all the best in your endeavors for reviving the tourism between our countries. And I wish you all the best for the two-day conference in London. I also wish you a good stay who came from Turkey in London, because we are passing through the unimaginably beautiful days and weather in London. Thank you.